ones, and that's the only way to really put it, because there's no other where to really insert them into different things. The next biggest thing is going to be the annuals and the showcases. Now, if anybody of you have actually read any of the annuals, these are when they actually go out of their way to make impressive storylines, and most of them are going to be what ifs, or continuations to or beginnings of huge storylines. And I'd say what ifs because this is where the what ifs come into DC tremendously. Like, I have one of the Superman annuals where they do a what if of what if he was Tarzan. It goes all out about that. That's where DC does do a lot of their what ifs, but they're more annuals because they actually are called annuals. So it's kind of hard to do from there. Then you have their showcases, which a lot of them are short stories, fantastic team ups and things like that, which makes it really great, and why I think these are definitely some of the better ones to grab if you're looking for something fun to read, because they will have some of the best stories to go with, even though sometimes that's where the story begins and ends in that single issue. The next important thing is team ups and teams. This is a huge part, and which was forgot to look this up first. So if I'm wrong, be easy on your comments when you are telling me that I was wrong. If I remember correctly, it was DC that really started out the whole team base with the Hall of Justice. Now I know I'm quoting this wrong, because I'm getting confused with the actual cartoon and the earlier ones. So I know that it's this Justice Society was the first one, I believe, when they finally bring everybody together and make a team, which really took off. So these are some of the biggest ones that I kind of have in my collection that just made it fun. You have the team ups, like Stan Lee actually gets to team up with his favorite comic heroes and be able to show everything, which makes it nice. Other ones, is when Marvel's being nice to other companies back then, and we're actually do crossovers, because crossovers are team ups, or one of the other ones I'm going to be talking about. And it just goes from there. You have classic team ups, which I know automatically someone's going to say that's not a team up. They're already on a team. This is a story where Gambit and Wolverine actually go off together as a team. Then you have classic ones that really help tick off. Spawn with the Wildcats. Then right here's another epic crossover with Marvel and Top Cow. And how to get some of the team ups to where I could go on forever, because I have tons of teams, because I actually collect the team ones more so than anything, and that's just fun, because you get to see how the teams evolve, especially like the X-Men, the Justice League. There's just so many of them, and it makes it fun to see where they go. Now I know at the position I have this at, a lot of people be like, that's really not that important. Why are you putting that so high up in the list? Well, the next one is informational. Encyclopedias, Bibles, the who's from DC. These are extremely important. You have the Marvel Universe, which is their version of their encyclopedia. Of course, the best one, the Spawn Bible, which really goes through and explains a lot about Spawn. And then you have Marvel Age, which is basically their newsletter through the year, information about characters, but still I consider it an informational one and an important one to that, which is all of these I try to get my hands on whenever I can, because they have wonderful information about the characters of that period of time. When you read things in the Who's Who, if you were to read a Who's Who now, the information would be different, because this is from, let's see when this one was published. Oh, this is February 86. Okay, so this is back in the 80s when, this information was pristine. Now, if you pick up a 2000 with all the new 2000s storylines going on, especially with the whole, restart of the DC Universe, things are going to be different. So these are key essentials to those who really want to become the ultimate Now, if you're into mangas, otaku. You know your stuff. The next biggest thing is what I like to call the global effect, the universe effect. And automatically, as you can see, the Infinity Gauntlets and the Crisis of the Infinity Earths. Right away, you can see two major storylines that are bringing the entire universe together to stop something. Now, I do know there's a couple more that people are like, well, what about this one? What about this one? Those are going to be in my #1 top section of comic books. So I'm talking about global events, because there are few and in between ones. Because really, when you think about it like this, you can't put Maximum Carnage in here. Maximum Carnage only employed maybe about 25 Marvel heroes and villains in the whole story. Well, I don't know off the top of my head how much, because I actually don't have the entire thing. I haven't looked up on Comic Vine about this one, but I know for a fact this one, employs well over 50 of the characters in here. And then when you go to this one, the cover says it all. The cover says it all on both sides. When you look at the front, you have both Supermen holding, an important character in their hands that actually are killed or severely injured in this. And this particular one, showcases at least over 200 people from the different universe, including the Crime Syndicate, who actually act as superheroes, because Ultron or Ultraman, I think his name is. I do not know the Crime Syndicate that well. Is like, well, I'm going to fight to save this universe because I want to take over it. Kind of ironic that in my last moments, I'm actually trying to save the thing. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Do not hate me that I got it all wrong. So these are very important. Now the next biggest one,